have been asked to have a speech today in this program, and as a British Afghan woman, I'm here because of the war. And so I decided to say something about women in Afghanistan. Women and the violation of human rights in Afghanistan. Women generally play a big role in every society.
Excuse me, you're speaking up too loud?
No.
If you can go closer.
Sorry about the little change in the program. They are mothers, wives, daughters, and above all, they are human beings. As humans, we all have to respect and accept each other, no matter what our gender is. Almost every nation has worked hard, and is still doing so, to minimize the differences and opportunities between men and women in every aspect of their lives, enabling both sides to better their knowledge and abilities to get what they want from life. It should not be seen as a gift or favor to do so, as female equality is a right. The law is supposed to treat citizens equally. As you all know, Afghanistan is a male-dominated society. So I would now like to highlight the situation of women in Afghanistan. Women are the most vulnerable part of the society. And as a result, they suffer a lot through such things as underage marriage, physical and psychological abuse, and discrimination. Let's take the example of underage marriage. According to a recent UNICEF study, as many as 43% of women marry before the age of 18, most often not out of their own choice. It is both morally and legally wrong, yet still it happens to a huge extent in Afghanistan. Discrimination is something that is integrated throughout society, including the legal system. In court, women are often treated as offenders and have to prove that they are not guilty, contrary to the rule of law, that people should be innocent until proven guilty. Even after release from prison, they are not fully free, as they are often restricted from going out without a male relative to escort them. While this is not a legal requirement, the line between the law of the land and social custom is often blurred. Over 80% of Afghan women, particularly in rural areas, are illiterate and have very little or no awareness about their human rights. Unabused women's words most of the time do not count, and victims of abuse are seen as the criminals. Police stations do not have the facilities to help abused women, so they resort to going to internationally run shelters for women who have escaped domestic violence. The current system does not help women. The violation of human rights is so deeply rooted that it has become a part of the culture for both abusers and victims in Afghanistan. In most situations, it simply becomes normal. Victims of abuse have been known to resort to self-harm, such as burning themselves in despair and depression. We have seen in the media a few examples, but it is impossible to know the full extent of this horrific silent problem. Afghanistan has been involved in unwanted wars for more than 3 decades, and the international community is also involved. One of their reasons is to help Afghanistan develop and help Afghans to stand on their own 2 feet. There is left time. But unfortunately, this has not happened as so often. So what can be done to prevent the abuse of women? Firstly, the Afghan government must take firm action to protect the human rights for women. Serious action must be taken on the legal framework and its enforcement. The government must try different ways to change the attitudes of men towards women. It must establish more centers for women to learn more and develop their talents and abilities. Female education plays a key role and is a good indicator of the progress of the society. And so the government must establish more schools for girls. Women need to be further empowered to find a place in society other than behind a man, and so female job creation should be a priority. The international community also put more pressure on the government of Afghanistan to get their aids to the family, especially in different areas of Afghanistan. Attitudes in Afghanistan are slowly changing for the better, but there needs to be more of a focus from both the international community and the Afghan government in improving women's rights. Thank you for listening. Now I would like you to have a break and your coffee. Then we want to continue our rest of program. Thank you. And also I have to mention in your pack there is a form, feedback form. Could you please fill it and return it back for us? Thank you so much.